Okay, so warm-up sets within your strength workouts for each individual exercise are critical for reducing your risk of injury and also helping you continue to get stronger and giving you good performance within your workouts. Now, a lot of people either skip these because they're trying to rush their workouts and just get it done, or they're just unaware how you're supposed to do it. So they can rush into lifting weights that their body's just not prepared for, and that runs them into hurt joints and puts them out of the game. I see this happen quite a lot. So I'm going to talk you through how to do this with different exercises. You can see here that I'm starting my first warm-up set of a dumbbell bench press. Now, what I'm going to do is 2 warm-up sets here, and then I'll have 2 working sets. Now, where a lot of confusion comes from is when you see a workout program online, you'll always see the prescription of how many working sets that you've got to do within the workout for each exercise. What we don't often see is, by the way, you also need to do this many warm-up sets of this exercise to prepare you for the heavier lifts. And the reason we need to do these is it's pretty much a rehearsal set, right? Some people call it ramp-up sets, some people call them rehearsal sets or warm-up sets. It's all the same thing, whatever you want to call it. We are preparing your nervous system and your muscles for the load that's about to come. And if we don't give your body that gradual ramp-up to that heavy top-end set or sets, then we're risking injury because you're just not prepared for it. You can get away with skimping on this maybe when you're first starting out because you're not that strong, but as you get stronger, what's happens really, really quickly, you need to warm up. You need to do the warm-up sets. I'm not talking about a warm-up to transition you from your day into your workout. That's different. We also need to do the specific warm-up or ramp-up sets, whatever you want to call it, for your exercises. Now, how many of these do you need? It's going to differ depending on the exercise, and there's no black and white answer, but generally speaking, 2 to 3, a minimum of 2 on your upper body exercises like the dumbbell press and the dumbbell rows, pull-ups, those kind of things. The heavier the lift, so for example, barbell deadlifts, barbell squats, probably even barbell bench press as well, the lifts that you're going to be able to lift the maximum amount of weights on, you're going to need more warm-up sets. And as you get stronger over time, like as you become more intermediate to advanced with your training, you need even more again. So I would always go a minimum of 3 warm-up sets on any barbell lifts. If you're not using barbells, then maybe you don't need to worry about it. But if you are, as you get stronger with them, that can turn into 4. And like I said, there's no black and white answer here. The warm-up sets also serve as a bit of a feeler for how your body's doing that day. So let's say you've been on a program for a few weeks and you've been progressing with your working sets and getting stronger. One day you're going to do your dumbbell bench press like I'm doing here, and you hit your last planned warm-up set, and that feels really heavy in comparison to how it has previously, or how even your working sets have previously. Probably a good sign that your stress levels are high, your energy's not good, maybe sleep's been off, maybe stuff's going on at home, work life's taken over, business life, whatever, and that's a good indicator to back off. Doesn't necessarily mean don't train that day or go home. Make your warm-up weight your working weight and just view that as a practice session. So not only does this prepare you to perform well and get stronger, but it's also a good indicator as to what you're able to do that day. Now, where your warm-up sets can differ, in bodyweight exercises, a lot of people confuse that as well, just because it's not an exact weight. Treat it the exact same. Right, just do easier variations. So because you can't change the load, change the angle. So for example, if you're doing press-ups, and let's say 10 press-ups is hard for you, then maybe you'll do an incline press-up or an assisted version, or a press-up on your knees, a couple of sets. Use that to prepare you. How many reps you should do? I tend to always start my first warm-up set somewhere around 8 to 10 reps, just to get a lot of repetition, practice in, some blood in the muscles. And then I'll usually drop a couple of reps for the next weight up, or the harder warm-up set if it's going to be a bodyweight exercise, like a press-up variation or an inverted row. Then if I'm doing a third set, I'll drop the weight again, or I'll make it harder and I'll increase the weight, sorry, and I'll drop the reps. And then I'm usually ready, but it's not black and white. Sometimes if you get to that point and you feel like, you know what, I need another warm-up set just to see, to get me ready, and if you still don't feel ready, then maybe you back off that day. When it comes to doing smaller exercises like bicep curls, hamstring curls, tricep extensions, shoulder lateral raises, those kind of things, if you've got time and you're adding them into your program, that's where you don't need as many warm-up sets, because that's going to be at the end of your workout normally. And your body's usually pretty warm by that point because you've done lots of upper body, big compound pushing and pulling, maybe some deadlifting, some squatting. You've worked those muscles, they're already ready to train. So maybe you just do one warm-up set to prepare or rehearse that particular movement before you go into your harder set. And that's you're pretty much good to go. One more thing I would say is any really high rep exercises as well. So let's say you are really strong on press ups or bodyweight squats. If you're going to be adding some really high repetition sets of those in for whatever reason, let's say you can do like 20 to 30 plus reps on those things, probably don't need much of a warm up or ramp up effort to that. Maybe just a few reps, 5 to 10 reps just to rehearse and practice before you really go hard. The first 10 reps plus of that set serve as your warm up. It's something that you're extremely strong on and there's less injury risk. That's it. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please do me a favour, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We've got more of these coming. Any questions, please ask in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you next time.